يلا.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبا قاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I begin in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the one who has created everything in utmost perfection. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yesterday, my brothers and sisters, we talked about Surah Luqman, and we talked about how verse 6 was talking about idle talk, amusement of words, which we said meant music, my brothers and sisters, and how music, especially in today's world, music is not a good thing, how it can make you do things that are bad. Let's say, for example, today there's a lot of songs that talk about bad stuff such as drugs, gang violence. If you want, even there's some songs today that talk about suicide, my brothers and sisters. So we spoke about why it's important to get as far away from these things as we possibly can. Now, some people today state that there are some good things to music and there are some bad things to music. For example, some would say music gives me peace. When I'm in a hard spot, I like to listen to music due to the fact that it's just relaxing. Of course, like we said, that there's some music that it's happy, it gives a good message about love, about stuff like that. And there's some music, like we said, that gives a bad message, guns and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, there's people that state, oh, music, sometimes it's like we said, it's a source of meditation. It makes me relaxed, it gives me peace. My brothers and sisters, if we really want to think about it that way, there's everything in the world can be good, everything can be bad. And if you're asking, for example, right now, weapons. If you go right now, there's weapons, they can be used in a good way, and there's weapons that can be used in a bad way. If you ask how to defend yourself, that's a good way to use a weapon. If your life is getting threatened, you can use a weapon to defend yourself. There's a bad way to use a weapon. For example, people going in schools and deciding to start shooting people. That's a bad way to use a weapon. A lot of people state, oh, I want to listen to music because there's good things to music. My brothers and sisters, everything in the world you could possibly think of, most likely, there's good things, there's bad things, my brothers and sisters, for that thing. In the Holy Quran, it states that they ask me about wine. They ask me about gambling games and stuff like that. They say it benefits me. My brothers and sisters, the amount of sins you're going to be getting from doing this action is way greater than the reward is going to be way greater than the amount of sins you're going to get. So my brothers and sisters, if you really want to sell your dunya for your akhirah, which a lot of people might be doing today, selling their dunya for their akhirah, and you asking, how are they selling their dunya for their akhirah? What do you mean by that? What I mean is they're doing good actions, selling their dunya. They're not really caring much about this world, not doing bad actions, not doing bad things. So what are they doing? They're trying to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're trying to get closer with everybody. They're trying to be a better person in general, my brothers and sisters. So they're not caring much about their dunya. They care more about their akhirah. There are some people, my brothers and sisters, the exact opposite. They sell their akhirah and they cherish the dunya, my brothers and sisters. And you ask me how? They drink, they want to gamble. The main focus of their life is just money. That's the only thing they care about. If I ask you right now, what is one thing that you're going to take to the akhirah? You think anybody on this earth is going to say, yes, I'm going to take the money with me to the akhirah? Nobody is going to say that, because the only thing you're taking to the akhirah, the only thing that should matter to you are your deeds. You're going to go with your deeds, your Ahmed, what you did good and what you did bad. That's the only thing you're going to go. If you're rich, if you have $1 billion, the same, you're going to go to the akhirah the same exact way. The only thing is your deeds. So my brothers and sisters, the only thing you should care about, of course, we're not saying 24 hours ibadah, praying, reading dua, you're sabhing, reading Quran. No, my brothers and sisters. Like we said a few days ago, the Holy Prophet, they state don't read too much Quran. Don't get it to the point where you're under pressure, you're scared at that point. Read it to a healthy amount. So only do ibadah to the point where it's still healthy, to the point where you're guaranteed your akhirah, my brothers and sisters. That's the most important thing. أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
So yes, this is the most important thing. Don't sell your akhirah for your dunya. A lot of people do that. Let's say you could say the Abbasid Khalifas from the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam, from the time of Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam, the ones that killed Sayyidah Fatima, they sold their akhirah for their dunya, my brothers and sisters. They sold their akhirah for their dunya. They didn't benefit anything. Their 70 years of living, they sold eternity in the akhirah for 100 years, if you want to say. They didn't live up to 100, but the maximum you're going to live to is what? At age 80 sana. You're going to live 80, 90 years maybe. You're going to sell eternity, heaven, as long as you like. As many things as you'd like for this world where you're not getting everything you want and you're not getting an eternal time. You got a tag on you. In 80 years, this person's going to die. In 70 years, this person's going to die. Make wise choices, my brothers and sisters. Make wise choices in your life. You're not taking anything with you. So these materialistic objects, for some people, the most important thing to them, like I said, it's money. For some people, it's their car. For some people, it's their phone. These materialistic objects, they're not going to get you anywhere in life. They're not going to get you anything in life. The only thing that can get you in this dunya for the next 30, 40 years, you're going to have these objects. After these 30, 40 years, if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're middle class, everybody's going 6 feet under, my brothers and sisters. Everybody is going to be buried. And after 10 years, you're going to be forgotten. After 15 years, you might be forgotten. Why do you guys think Rasulullah Muhammad
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل
ثاني على حب أمير المؤمنين
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم
ثالثة على حب سيدنا نساء العالمين بأعلى أصواتكم
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
To go back on the fact that I just said, rich, poor, middle class, you're all going to be buried 6 feet under. There's some people that are remembered. في عالم بعد ما بيموتوا بعد 5 سنين 10 سنين كل مين بينساهم. في عالم بعد 50 سنة كل مين اسمه مذكره. Your father, after 50 years, if he dies, are you guys still going to remember him? Of course. Why do you guys think the Holy Prophet Muhammad 1,441 years after he introduced Islam, after he spread this message, he's still being remembered, my brothers and sisters? Because he sold his dunya for his akhirah. He spent from age 40, if you really want to talk about it, from when he achieved prophethood to the age of 63, my brothers and sisters, he spent that whole time, those 23 years, spreading the message of Islam, trying to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for those people that say, oh, why should I try getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why should I try becoming a Sayyid? Why should I try becoming a Sheikh? My brothers and sisters, you see what happened to Rasulullah after the 23 years he devoted, spreading the message of Islam, spreading the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, spreading the last revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What happened? After 1,441 years ago, if you ask majority of the world, do you know the Holy Prophet? Do you know Rasulullah? They're all going to say, yeah, my brothers and sisters. Because he devoted his life. This is what I mean. The only person that is not going to be treated like the others that are dead are the ones who did something that benefited society. Let's say Albert Einstein. He did stuff that benefited society. Thomas Edison. He did stuff that benefited society. After 200, 300 years, we're all still remembering them. We all still remember them. Gandhi. He was trying to make everybody peaceful with each other. He tried making everybody love each other. People look at this as a small act. Anybody can do it. After 250 years, after 300 years, everybody still remembers him, my brothers and sisters. So for those of you that think, oh, I'm gonna build a big company, I'm gonna become a billionaire. After 5-10 years, you're gonna be forgotten. Let's say, for example, Bill Gates. One of the most richest people in the world. I don't know if he's still the richest or the man that created Amazon is richer. It doesn't matter. 10, 15 years after their death, they're going to be forgotten. If you don't believe me, Steve Jobs, is he still remembered as much as he used to be? He's disappearing over time. The man who created Apple, اخترع Apple, بعد 15 سنة, everybody forgot about him. With how rich he is, With what he invented, the iPhone. Most people are holding an iPhone. With what he invented, he's not getting remembered, my brothers and sisters. So do something that's gonna benefit for society for as long as you want. The message of Islam. If there's one Muslim on the earth, it's gonna benefit them. So as long as there's one Muslim, the Holy Prophet will never be forgotten. أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
ثاني على حب إمام حسن العسكري عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
ثالث على حب إمام محمد الجواد عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
And just to go back on the music, since today we're live on a new channel, a lot of people, music in today's society as so much, it consists of bad stuff. Like we said, music, there's some that talk about happy stuff. There's some that talk about loving each other. There's some that talk about positive things. Majority of the music today, my brothers and sisters, is filled with vulgar language. It's filled with people talking about gang violence, about shooting, about killing each other. And once a child, especially 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, in their teen ages, once they start listening to this music, it's possibly going to fill up their soul. They're going to start filling up their ears with these actions, with killing people, with getting involved in stuff like this. If somebody is desperate enough, and if somebody doesn't know their deen enough, somebody doesn't know their religion enough, they can easily be distracted. They can easily be mind washed by these type of objects, by these words, by this music, my brothers and sisters. And once you try telling them that, oh, this is not good for you, they're not going to listen. Why do you think today in the community, some fathers, some mothers come and say, جرب أخذت ولادي على المجلس على المركز ولا ما بدي يروح. My brothers and sisters, if you try taking your children that love listening to music to the mosque, they might go. They might go. Some of them might not go. If they go, they're not going to want to listen. They're just going to sit on the couch, like sit on the chair like a robot. They're not going to want to listen. And if you ask them, did you enjoy your time? They might say, yeah, I enjoyed my time just to make you happy. But if they're being honest with themselves, most likely they're not going to want to enjoy their time. So like we spoke about yesterday, before they get fully absorbed by music, because I'm telling you, it only takes 2 to 3 months, these songs reaching the top billboard, the top one, the best song. And with how often songs are releasing, it's not like there's only one person bringing out a song a month. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of songs being released every month, my brothers and sisters. So they can easily be brainwashed by it. So before it's too late, if you see your children listening to music, if you see them listening to music with such vulgar language, of course, if it's happy music, if it's song talking about love, you should still attempt to stop them, but don't be as hard on them as you will if they're listening to songs with vulgar language. Because once, like I said, if they're 13, 14 years old and you haven't taught them about their religion, about their deen, what's good, what's bad, what's a truth, what's a lie, once they see that they're 14 years old and they're listening to this music, it has vulgar language, it has all these bad elements, they're going to start inputting that into their own life. And especially, like we said, the youth in this community, they love using the vulgar language. They love it. They think it's going to fill up the missing spots in their vocabulary. So once they see their friends are doing it, oh, my friend said this, so I'm going to say it with him. And once the music is saying it, and they love this music, it's like their idol. They love listening to this music. They're going to say, if the music is saying it and my friend is saying it, what's wrong if I say it as well? So before it's too late, even if you have a friend, a brother, your son, your daughter listening to music, try stopping them before it's too late. Try telling them what's so bad about it. Because a lot of kids, especially in the community today, especially upon the youth, they don't understand what music will do to them. Right now, if you ask the children, do your parents tell you music is haram? Some will say yes, some will say no. Those who say, yeah, music is haram, if you ask them, do you listen to music, and you ask them for the truth, they're going to say, yeah, I listen to music. Due to the fact that they're not 100% convinced that music is haram. They're not 100% convinced of what music can do to you and how it can affect your lifestyle. أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
ثاني على حب إمام حسن المشرق عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
ثالثة على حب إمام أبو عبد الله الحسين عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
How about if your children are already too late into music, to the point where they've been listening for such a long time and they do not feel like abandoning the music? Of course, you can't drop Islam on them and tell them you have 1 week to learn all of this and you got to learn it right away. You can't do that to them, because once you do that, once you're forcing them into it, they're not going to enjoy it anymore. They're not going to want to learn something new. You got to give it to them slowly, the positive. So I will say you start with something small. What's something easy to do in Islam? If you want to start with sabhi. Tell them how to sabbih, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah. You tell them how to sabbih. After that, once it seems like they've learned how to do it, then you tell them. Then there's some wajib acts. If they ask what is wajib, you start explaining to them. It's like you're teaching your child from once he's 7, 8 years old. This is what we're talking about. This is why it's so important to teach your children from such a young age, before they get dragged in, before they get taken over, before their mind gets washed by the community and by the things that are happening on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. Before they get mind washed by those things, try teaching them when they're young. They haven't seen much things and they'll enjoy it way more when they're younger. They won't have anything in their mind. They won't have the news. They won't have social media blinding them to the truth, to the faith. Because once you're too deep into music, you don't want to listen to the truth anymore, and you don't want to listen to the faith. You don't want to listen to a sayyid. You don't want to listen to a sheikh giving a lecture anymore. The only thing you can remember when you're sitting for an hour, let's say in the markaz, seeing the sayyid, the sheikh up on the pulpit, I can't wait to get back to my music. I can't wait to get back to my music. I just want to go back right away and listen to my music. So like we said, if you have your children that are so deep into music to the point where it's so hard to get them out, start slowly. And like we said, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, Muhammad,
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Didn't force the people to learn Islam. He didn't come and tell them, come learn Islam right away. Come learn it. You don't got a choice. You got to come learn it right away. The Holy Prophet sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wasn't forcing people. So if you see somebody ever forcing their child, forcing them, you got لازم تتعلم هيدا, لازم تتعلم هيدا. The Holy Prophet wasn't forcing anybody. He was sent by God, appointed by God to spread the message of Islam. If you see anybody forcing them, tell them, what do you think gives you the right to be forcing your children into something like this? What do you think gives you the right to بالقوة? He has to learn Islam. No, you got to make them fall in love with the religion, with how peaceful it is, with how much things are done daily, especially at the mosque, the gatherings. Everybody's like brothers and sisters. That's how you make them fall in love with it. That's how you make them want to learn it. Now, you have to learn it. You don't got a choice. The family, we're all Muslims. You have to learn. No, you got to invite them. For the fact that, like we said, I believe we said it on the second or third day. If you force them into Islam from a very young age, once they move out, once they're 18, once they're 19, once they're 20, they're going to completely forget about Islam. When they're living with you, عايشين معك, okay, بيصلوا بيصوموا قدامك. وانت عمرهم 20 21 ومنهم عايشين معك عينسوا إسلام. إذا بتجرب تعلمهم بالقوة وقتهن صغار عينسوا إسلام when they're 20, 25 years old, my brothers and sisters. If they're not really in love with the religion, if they really didn't want to learn it and you force them into it, they're going to abandon it. They're going to say, I don't want to learn this. And what's going to happen? Not only his generation is going to get affected by it, his children are going to get affected by it. His children's children are going to get affected by it if they don't possibly start learning Islam at a young age as well. So you think you're only affecting the child, but no, you're really affecting generations to come, my brothers and sisters. You're really affecting not only yourself, not only your children, you're affecting a lot of people, my brothers and sisters. So don't only think about the damage that might happen in 10 years, the damage that might happen in 5 years. Think about the damage that's going to happen in 20, 25 years. If they don't teach their children Islam, that's going to possibly be another, depending on how much kids they have, 6 kids not learning Islam. And then depending on how much those 6 kids have, 30 people not learning Islam, not learning the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and sisters. So just think about it. And like we said, don't try forcing anybody into things they don't want to do. Not only Islam, we're not only saying this because we're Muslimin, don't try forcing anything. Because my brothers and sisters, once you force them into one thing, not only is it going to become annoying when they're doing this thing, like, I'm doing this thing, and I just remembered my dad forced me into this. They might look happy in front of you. You ask them, you like this thing? Yeah, I love this thing. I love doing it. But once behind your back, once you don't have your eyes on them, they're going to say, no, why did I do this thing? Once they're 20, 25 years old, they're going to regret even saying yeah to you. So not only with Islam, you can't force them. Everything. Telling them to do something, you can't force them to do something. أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.
ثاني على حب إمام زين العابدين عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.
ثالثة على حب إمام محمد الباقر عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.
And during this holy month, like we said on the first day, the most important thing during this holy month, if you want that free pass from the bridge of, like we said, the bridge of Sirat, the one that connects the day of judgment and heaven, if you want to get a free pass past that bridge, what did we say you got to do? The Holy Prophet said, if you want a free pass past this bridge, and they said it's as thin as a piece of hair and as sharp as a sword. If you want a free pass, you got to improve yourself. You got to get better during the holy month of Ramadan. Not only by praying, not only getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My brothers and sisters, self-improvement, growth, excelling at stuff you couldn't excel at from before. Such as, let's say before the holy month of Ramadan, somebody asked you a question, you were consistently lying. That's something you want to change about yourself, and you made the niyyah from before the month of Ramadan. I want to change this about myself. I don't want to be known as a liar anymore. During the holy month of Ramadan, if you change that about yourself, the Prophet said, anybody who makes an improvement during the holy month of Ramadan, anybody, it doesn't matter if from before you did something bad, anybody, if you made an improvement, you get a pass through the bridge of Sirat, my brothers and sisters, the bridge that connects heaven and the day of judgment. And like we said, how stressful this bridge is. 50 stages, my brothers and sisters, 50 stages, and each stage is 1,000 years. That's 50,000 years. Just self-growth. That's what you should be doing normally in the month of Ramadan. Trying to get better, trying to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and sisters. Getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making better habits for yourself. In these 30 days, try building better habits for yourself that are going to stay even after the month of Ramadan. What did we say? You don't want to build these habits, get used to them for 30 days, then after the 30 days, forget these habits. That's not what we're trying to do during the holy month of Ramadan. We're trying to build these habits so they stay with us for the rest of our life. We're trying to build these habits so that even after the month of Ramadan, days after, weeks after, months after, years after, these habits stay with us. We're not trying to abandon them. Because once you start abandoning them, you're not going to pick them up until the next year. And it's going to become normal for you. During the month of Ramadan, I'm going to pray. During the month of Ramadan, I'm only going to pray. During the holy month of Ramadan, that's the only time I'm going to fast. That's the only time I'm going to read Quran. No, we want to build these habits. And people's like, I want to start after the month of Ramadan. What's the problem? It's just, I'm not going to say 100 out of 100%, but 90%. If you don't want to start during the holy month of Ramadan, you're not going to want to start after the holy month of Ramadan. Because they ask why. How does that make any sense? If during the holy month of Ramadan, these are multiplied by 1,000. Reading one ayah of the Quran is as if you're reading the Holy Quran. Praying Salat al-Lil, when the Holy Prophet was asked about it, he was asked what is the reward of Salat al-Lil. He said it cannot even be explained in words. So during the holy month of Ramadan, when these acts are multiplied by 1,000, even the wajib acts, Salat al-Fajr, Salat al-Dhuhr, wal-Asr, Salat al-Maghrib, wal-Isha, they're all multiplied by 1,000. Id'ing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what did we say? Other months, which by other months we mean maybe Rajab, Sha'ban, Dhul Hijjah. These months, if you id'ing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your prayers might not be accepted. Because they state if there's some flaws to your prayer might not be accepted. During the holy month of Ramadan, the Holy Prophet said, even if there's flaws to your asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're id'ing, He's still going to accept your prayer. So if during the holy month of Ramadan, you don't want to start these good habits, praying Salat al-Layl, reading Quran, reading Dua, praying Salat al-Fajr, Dhuhr, wal-Asr, Maghrib, wal-Isha, you're not going to want to start them after the holy month of Ramadan. It's just normal knowledge. If these are multiplied by 1,000 and you don't want to start them, you're not going to want to start them when they're normal, my brothers and sisters. So start these good habits before the holy month of Ramadan. And like we're saying, start them very early in this month. It was like just yesterday I was telling you guys from day one about building these habits, maximizing the benefits of the holy month of Ramadan. It's already day 6, my brothers and sisters. So build these habits before it's too late, before it's day 29, and you're saying, oh, finally, I just started getting used to praying Salat al-Layl. Of course, praying Salat al-Layl after the holy month of Ramadan is amazing. It's beautiful, actually. But praying it during the holy month of Ramadan is even better, especially for yourself in the dunya and in the akhirah. Start these habits very early, because you don't want it to become the 29th day and you're just getting used to your new schedule, to your new habits. Because after the 29th day, let's say when Ramadan finishes, if you stop this habit for one day, for a few weeks, it's gonna be hard for you to get used to it. And then the next time Ramadan comes around, which will be the next year, it's gonna be hard for you to get used to these habits again. So build these habits very early in the month of Ramadan. Praying daily, praying the 5 prayers, praying mustahab, praying, the reading Quran, reading dua. Build these habits very, very early in the holy month of Ramadan. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to read a dua. And for the viewers that are from the other channel, like we said, the most important thing in the holy month of Ramadan is self-growth, is getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we're not saying stay 24 hours reading Quran. We're not saying stay 24 hours praying. There's a hadith from the Holy Prophet that states, even in the holy month of Ramadan, sleeping is ibadah, and you just being awake, just breathing, is also devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how easy it is, my brothers and sisters, to get hasanat during the holy month of Ramadan. This is how easy it is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just by sleeping, just by breathing, an act that you commit because you have to live. So if you're living during the holy month of Ramadan, you're getting blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلهي بحق ياسين والقرآن الكريم وبحق طه والقرآن العظيم، يا مجيب دعوة المضطرين، يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا موضع شكوى السائلين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، يا راحم شيخ الكبير، يا رازق الطفل الصغير، يا من بيده تدبير، يا من لا يحتاج إلى تفسير، صلي على محمد وآل محمد، صلي على محمد وآل محمد، صلي على محمد وآل محمد، يا غفور يا رحيم يا سميع يا مجيب، يا غفور اغفر لنا الذنوب، يا رحيم ارحمنا برحمتك، يا سميع اسمع شكوانا، يا مجيب استجب لدعائي. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
نرى آية الكريمة 10 مرات. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب
المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء،
أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. يا الله 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 يا الله. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبعد عنا هذا الوباء، يبعد عنا هذا البلاء. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cure us from this virus, and we ask for all of us, when we pray in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, not only for the Muslimin, we're all going to get through this virus together. Insha'Allah, mush bas lal Muslimin, lal alam kullum bil khan. For all the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is for who we pray for, because inshallah, like we said yesterday, if the Holy Prophet, if there was a problem like this in the time of the Holy Prophet where it affected everybody on the earth, he wouldn't only say, oh, pray for the Muslimin. No, he would say pray for everybody, the pagans, the Muslims, the best, everybody. He would say to pray for everybody. So my brothers and sisters, pray for everybody, and most importantly, like we said, in this holy month, the most important thing is self-improvement, excelling in stuff you couldn't excel in the previous months. آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل الفرج. Yeah, sure. No.